Welcome, my political friends of the interwebs, and all I can say to you right now is, Opa! Time to throw some Ouzo down. Because you know what, at this point, you might as well get drunk. I don't know how many of you know it, but we're about to spend a shit ton of money bailing Greece out. That's right. We are single-handedly going to start propping up socialist countries, countries hell-bent on becoming communist. It just amazes me. Now, here's the thing. Through the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, the United States is going to funnel, now there's been varying reports on this, but the smallest amount that I heard initially was about $9 billion. And then just today, somebody mentioned that it was going to end up costing us $50 billion. That's with a B, people. I mean, there's something in the woodpile, and it kind of looks a little bit like that voodoo doll, if you know what I'm talking about. But like I said, throw some Ouzo down. You can light it on fire if you want, because it's going to be an interesting ride. So, here's the thing. I don't know what the number is, but I think somewhere around 80% of the population of Greece works for the government in some fashion. Greece is, for the most part, a socialist country, a progressive country. And, well, you know what? Before I go on with that, a friend of mine on YouTube, Stephen Hayes, he had a comment in one of his political videos that said, if you replace the word progressive with communist, you'll pretty much get a picture of the real deal. I mean, I'm paraphrasing Stephen, but it's for the most part a real eye-opener. You've got a country like Greece that is teetering on, well, it's not, they're not teetering on, look, they're bankrupt. They're beyond bankrupt. I mean, they literally are example extraordinaire of what you can expect from a socialist country. The type of government or society that Barack Hussein Obama has us running at full steam ahead. I'll get to him in a minute, but I got a few things to say about old Barack. So anyway, you got a country like Greece that can't pay its bills. Why? Because the whole country's on the lam. I mean, they basically hide now, waiting for their government check to come. Well, and then the government says, well, we've got to cut pensions. Because apparently at 55 in Greece, you can retire from your sweet government gig and get 80% of your pay sent to you. And from what I hear, too, tax evasion is like it's almost like an Olympic sport for Greece. So you got people that don't want to pay into it. They're all sucking it dry. And then when they find out that the party's over, they decide to riot. Welcome to the future of the United States. Now, here's the thing. Which country's next in this little domino effect? Because you look at Europe, and for the most part, you see socialist after socialist after socialist country. I mean, heavily socialist. I don't know how France is doing, but I'm sure France is probably in the same boat. I know England's broke. They've got that socialized healthcare there. My understanding is Spain is probably going to be the next one, or Portugal will be the next one to tumble. When you've got countries that, for the most part, are just as close to communistic as you can get, listen, do we not learn from history, people? That's the thing. All right, now I'm going to get on to President Hussein. Okay, your buddy Barack, Barry Soetoro, whatever you want to call him, all right? Here's a guy who literally had the cojones to go to Europe and tell them, this was either today or yesterday, that they needed to get their spending in check. They needed to rein in their spending. They were out of control. Barack's over there lecturing them about spending. Meanwhile, we're sending billions of dollars to Greece that we don't have. The funny thing about it is that we're borrowing money from China at, I'm sure, a fairly decent interest rate, only to turn around and give it, and trust me, it's give, it's not loan, it's give, to Greece. And the funny thing is, they don't figure it out because they're not even asking Greece to change, other than, well, you've got to rein in your spending. For the most part, the thing that got Greece into this mess is still in place. Yeah, they've tweaked it a little bit to make it more palatable for the IMF, But for the most part, the IMF did not say that you have to reverse course from being a socialist country ASAP or we're not helping you. That's not what they said to them. No, 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 no. So here's the thing. We're going to continue through our great, our anointed leader, the chosen one, Barack Hussein Obama. We are going to continue to borrow from China. We're going to continue to print money off the printing presses like there ain't no smokes coming off those things. Devaluing our currency. Why do people listen to me? Why do you think gold is at where it's at? There's a reason that gold's at whatever it is, $1,300 an ounce. Right up around in there. There's a reason for that. It's because the dollar's becoming worthless. Why is the dollar becoming worthless? Because we're printing it off like there ain't no tomorrow, people. And Obama's got the balls to go over to Europe and tell them they need to get their house in order. They need to rein in their spending. Who's he kidding? Meanwhile, in this country, he wants to continue the social programs. He wants to continue the wealth redistribution, a.k.a. turn us into a communist country. I don't care what the fuck anybody says. You know, because that's really what he's doing. Wealth redistribution. Let me tell you something, people. I'm going to let you in on a little secret in case you haven't figured it out. You, my friends, are the wealthy. It's your money that he's going to redistribute. Because he ain't going to be able to get enough from Gates and from Buffett and a handful of other insane rich people. Okay? Although I would like to see him take every dime from Warren Buffett, but that's a whole another video. So, well, you know, I don't even know what to say anymore about this insanity. If you're still in the Barack Hussein Obama camp, if you're still swigging that Kool-Aid, trust me, switch over to the Ouzo. It's a whole lot more fun. I'm going to leave it there, people. All I can say, like I said, Opa, have a little Ouzo, because it's going to be an interesting ride. And by the way, while you're at it, when you go to the store to buy that bottle of Ouzo, slide over there to the pharmacy and see if you can't get a big old tube of KY, because it might come in handy. Anyway, everybody, take care.